Oh, yes. Good evening from 254. Remember, this is Vito Africa, and today is on Tuesday. And on every Tuesday, we are having Speaking My Mind. My name is Jack Wanje.
I am Rehema Masha, and our dear viewer, we'd like to appreciate you for continuing to stay with us every day as we deliver our content. You can continue to follow us
on YouTube at Vito Africa, on Twitter at Vito Africa 1, and on Facebook at Vito Africa as well.
So, on this day, we've received sad news on the demise of our former Cabinet Secretary Education, Professor George Magoha. What do you have to say about that, Jack?
It's really a very sorrowful moment. It's really a sad time for the whole country.
Yeah.
Remember, he has been in the ministry, and there are quite a number of things he has done, and we as a country acknowledge that for acknowledge his work, and of course we really acknowledge his hard work in the ministry. And remember, it is in his regime when there was, they came the transition of 844 to having the introduction of CBC, competence-based curriculum, which is a new system in education, which is really, of course, having some challenges, but we really expect that it's going to catch up. Yes. So personally, I can acknowledge him. Maybe not much, but I know that it is in his leadership that there was the introduction of this new system of education, and I really know, probably, I'm really hopeful that it's going to be probably the best system, or a better system that is going to be for our students.
We also acknowledge the fact that it was during his time, together with Professor Matiang'i, that they tried to eradicate cheating, and for that we salute the late Professor George Magoha, and
Yes.
Our condolences from Vito Africa
Yes.
to the family and to the whole country at large. And yes, probably we observe a moment of silence for the late. Okay, so our dear viewer, would like to unfold today's topic. Being a season where we are all, no, we are not all, where students, or rather pupils, or people are going back to school, would like to talk issues education. So, Jack, tell us
Yes.
some one or two, three things about education.
Well, Rehema, of course, this is a moment nationally. It's a moment that we are having our dear brothers and sisters going back to school. So, talking about, the whole thing about education, and of course, trying to trying to think about, the point of view, how our community, views education. And of course, we understand this is Africa. So we understand, even to date, even to date, to some areas, education has not really been taken with a lot of seriousness. But I believe, probably, there comes a time when education is going to be key. Not key because it's a motto to some schools. You understand?
Yes.
Some schools have, education is the key to success.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really my hope that we are going to have education as key, not because it is the motto of a school, but really key because it is, a system that we have to undergo in our community.
Yeah.
Remember, we are having different things which can make a person or a student, to view education not being very important.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of it being talent.
Mm-hmm.
Talent has been, even to date, has been a reason where we're having some students even dropping out of school. We understand there are so many reasons which a student can drop out of school, and of course the biggest challenge is it's financial challenges. But we also understand there has been a trend that a student drops out of school because they feel like their talents can sustain them. They feel like their talents can, give them whatever they need, not
Okay.
education.
Just to add on something you mentioned,
Yes.
you talked about people's mentality on
Yes.
education. I feel like it's high time people come to the realization that education is actually the,
Yes.
not just there, but the
It is
key
the key.
to success.
Yes.
Okay, people view education as a waste of time, or okay, we found it, so we have to do it.
Yes.
It's a norm. If I don't go to school, probably my parents are going to end up in jail or something.
Yes.
People are supposed to take away that mentality that education is like a scam or something, or it's something they're supposed to do, ordered by the government.
Yes.
And they should start perceiving education as something that is actually going to help them and
Yes.
ferry them to somewhere better. We say that literacy is power, literacy is light, literacy is something that you should be proud of.
Yes.
I mean, it's actually, if it were a tool,
Mm.
it will be the most important thing in someone's life.
Yes.
So I feel like our dear viewer, if you have that perception that education is not key, I feel like this is the high time you should change that and actually think that you really need education for some things in your life to take course, and the right one, of course.
You can imagine. I remember when I was in Form 2.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine
Mm-hmm.
who came to encourage me, gave me some words of encouragement.
Sure.
Remember, I think I don't know if it's true, but many people think like in Form 2, this is the level of secondary education in which so many students drop out.
Yeah, true.
And it was almost happening to me when I was in Form 2. I was almost dropping out of school. Okay, for my side, it was financial challenges as normal,
Mm-hmm.
and of course it's normal.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I thought like I have some talents. I do music, I do art, in I do fine arts,
Mm-hmm.
drawing and all that. So I thought, of course, if today I drop out of school, I think I can depend on my talents and you know go on with life. But again, I had a friend of mine who came up to me and she said, Jack, like seriously, you can still complete your education. You can go to college. You can go to the university and still be a musician and still be that artist. And she even gave me some examples of some music artists, renowned gospel, not gospel artists, and some uh, generally musicians who do so well in music, and they have degrees, they have master's degrees. So I was really encouraged, and I thought like, okay, I think I don't now have to take, financial challenge as a challenge on my side, but rather, encourage myself to move on to complete secondary education and even go to the university. And I started having hope again. And that is how probably it happened for me to complete my secondary education. And of course, I enrolled to the university. And so I think I am happy for that. I had a different now perception about education this time round. I feel like it really helped me, and I think it's also going to be like it now should be the point of view that our dear brothers and sisters should take. Like, I know and I understand you can be a musician, you can have a talent which can give you anything you need, but I feel like education, it's like the basic foundation of life.
Yeah, true. We probably thank God for your friends
Okay,
and that person who advised you
of
and
course I
shed some
salute.
ray of light to you, because I'm really sure we wouldn't be having you here right now.
I'm telling you. I'm telling
So
you.
yeah, we thank God for that person. So talking of talent and education,
Yes.
there have been cases where people think they can actually make it in life without education. People are thinking of money and getting rich through talent, and more so singing and music, and some art they do. But I feel like there's something people are not understanding. There's a difference between music done by someone who has gone to school and music done by someone who is not educated. You get?
Yes.
So I feel like people should understand this. Education is wide. We know that, okay, in school, of course, it's not just chemistry and just learning about the atom
Of course,
and
yes.
everything. There's some things we are being taught in class that you wouldn't be learning outside. You get?
Yes.
So, aside from talent, there's still other things that you can actually learn, interesting things you can get from class than just, people should stop thinking about money a lot and start thinking of how to better their lives in other ways that are more enhanced. Are you getting?
Yeah.
Yeah. So people should change that mentality and stop thinking that they can make it in life with using just their talent. Education is key, and yeah, literacy is just power, as I had said.
That reminds me, as as a person grows up from childhood, we tend to look at what is really the most important thing on earth. And I feel like, it has become it has become into the minds of so many people, and of course into so many young people, that what is the most important thing is, getting rich, getting money, having a good life, driving good cars, living in a very good house. And it's becoming like, it's becoming like, it doesn't matter so much to, for you to go through education, for you to have all these things. There's that mindset that you don't have to go learn mathematics, chemistry, learn biology, Kiswahili, English for you to become very rich. We understand there are so many examples having successful people, and maybe probably they didn't do so well in education. And of course, it's becoming a threat to learning. It's becoming a threat to education, because we are losing, I mean, so many young boys and girls from school. Why? Because they think there are things they can depend on other than education. And we've touched on talents. There is another thing which, which it's becoming a threat. The family background. There's a family which is so rich. Okay, the dad is so rich, the family, it's like it's well off, like, they have everything they need in life. Now look at this kid now has to go to school, and the dad is there having everything. Like, this kid can even be bought for a phone worth 50K by the dad. How do you expect this kid to go learn, uh, go through secondary education, understanding there is already everything this kid, needs to have in life? It's becoming a threat to education, because, a child thinking like, okay, do I really have to go to school? Feel like our family has everything. Do you see this?
Yes. So I think concerning that, what I'd say is enjoying something you've worked for is better than enjoying something you've already found. Like, okay, it's fine, you're born in a family that is well off, you have literally everything is just provided. I feel like there is a difference. Um, Having to enjoy what you've worked for, like, for example, going to school, getting the success you desire, and doing everything it takes for you to get the riches you want, is different from just finding riches, your dad's riches or your mom's riches, and just enjoying. So I feel like, yeah, we have to work for what we need. We have to work for what we want to enjoy in life. So again, that's also another mentality that should be scrapped off, if I was to put it that way.
I also have remembered something. I am okay, I don't know if it's a principle really that can encourage a person to go to school and pass through education for all this long time for you to graduate. Of course, maybe probably uh, from the university or college. We understand life. It's a process, and there are different stages in life. Today you might be you might be a young lady, but tomorrow probably you will get married. Today I am a young man, but tomorrow I may get married. You understand?
Yeah.
And I usually take it like it's a challenge for me to come have a kid. Of course, you desire your kids to go to school, right? And I desire my kids to go to school, right? But there is that basic encouragement that a kid should see. Like, as a parent, how do you encourage the kid to go to school? Understand? Of course, it can come personally in their heart, right, to take education seriously. But probably I feel like there's something which a parent can show that can encourage a kid to go to school. Now, I take it this way. Probably my parents didn't go to school, right? Uh, and then I have now a chance to go to school, right? Then I feel like I can go to school and pursue, education and even earn a degree. So when I come and encourage my kid to go to school, and we are having a difficult, sometimes generation, which a kid can even ask you, "Mom, Dad, how do you tell me to go to school? Did you go to school?" Our generation today, can even attempt to ask you such a question.
The
So,
Y generation.
yeah. So I feel like if I can give out a degree or a diploma, papers that I've gone to school as a parent, it really can encourage my kid to take education seriously. I feel like you don't even have to, do the job you went to school for. You can go to college, study a different thing and still do some other things. This is life. Life is always, identifying new things and of course doing new things. So it doesn't matter what you're studying for, to the university probably, but you don't have to be doing what you studied for in the university. But it just have to be an encouragement probably to a kid. Doesn't have to be your kid, probably could be a neighbor's kid.
Sure.
How do you
Okay, I feel like time is much gone, so we have to sum this up. And to wrap it up all, we'd like to say that education is prestigious. If there's something sweet in life, you have to test education. If you want nice things in life, if you want good interactions and good life with people, just try education. It's not a waste of time. It's not something bad. Just have it. If you can have it, just embrace it and it's all going to be fine. I have been Rehema Masha,
Jack Wanje?
and this is Vito Africa speaking my
My
mind.
mind.